你在做什么？
我正在看我家人的照片。
嗯，这是谁？
这是我爸爸。
啊，你的父亲。
没错，你看，这是我妈妈。
就是你的母亲。
对，他们是我的父母。
这个美女是谁？
她是我姐姐，我是她妹妹，她还有个孩子，
是男孩还是女孩？
一个男孩儿。你看，
哇塞，真酷！
就是。
你有哥哥或是弟弟吗？
没有，你就是我的哥哥。
Hi there and welcome to another lesson, Beginner's Chinese. My name is Oliver. Now that you just saw today's dialogue, you might think that this lesson will be a piece of cake. But quite to the contrary, this lesson is very difficult. So you better only study this lesson if you have enough time and you're able to fully concentrate. As always, I will now explain each sentence in detail and then show you the dialogue once more, but this time without subtitles.
你在做什么？
I ask Wawa, 你在做什么?
你在做什么？
The verb 做 means to do and also to make.
做。
So the question 你做什么 means what do you do? But that question is very general. What do you do in life? What do you do for a living? If you want to ask what are you doing, as in now, then you have to add 在 right in front of the verb. So that will be 你在做什么? If you say 在 in front of a verb, then that means what you are doing now. For example, 我在吃饭, I'm eating now, or 他在喝啤酒, he's drinking beer now. In other words, 你在做什么 means what are you doing now?
你在做什么？我正在看我家人的照片。
And now let me teach you the longest Chinese sentence so far. 我正在看我家人的照片。
我正在看我家人的照片。
As I explained just a minute ago, if you say 在 in front of a verb, it means what you are doing now. But if you say 正在 in front of a verb, then it makes it even more precise. So what you are doing right now at this very instant.
正在。
家 that means family, or maybe better household. So the family limited to parents and children.
家。
家人 literally means family person. In English that would be a relative. But once again, a relative limited to a household. So not including uncles or nephews. And since the average person has more than one relative, we can translate 家人 in plural, so relatives. The character for plural, men, is not necessary here because it's obvious and logical that the meaning is plural.
家人。
And now I'll teach you another very interesting little word, de. By adding de after a personal pronoun, you turn it into a possessive pronoun. For example, 我, which means I. By adding de behind it, 我的, the meaning becomes my. Look at the second sentence, 他们, that means they, masculine, plural. With de behind it, 他们的, it becomes the possessive pronoun their. And now the third one, 家人, that means relatives. So 家人的, that means the relatives something, or of the relatives. 照片, that means photo or picture.
照片。
我正在看我家人的照片. I'm right now watching my relatives' pictures.
我正在看我家人的照片。
If you understood everything up till now, then you should have two questions. First, my relatives' pictures. My, shouldn't that be 我的? But Wawa says 我家人的照片. That doesn't make sense. So therefore let me explain that sometimes if you talk about your relatives, then you can just at random skip de. And a second question you might have, the word 照片 in the dialogue I translated as pictures, plural. But the character for plural, men, is missing. The character men isn't necessary if it's obvious or logical that something is already plural.
这是谁？
Here I ask, 这是谁?
这是谁？
The interrogative 谁 or 谁 means who. This character has two official spellings and pronunciations, 谁 and 谁. The most commonly used is the first one, 谁.
谁？这是我爸爸。
Wawa says, 这是我爸爸. This is my baba. The character de in 我的 my is not necessary.
这是我的爸爸。
Baba, that means papa or dad, and it's an informal word.
爸爸。
啊，你的父亲。
I say, ah, 你的父亲.
你的父亲。
Ah, that's one of those sounds without a translation, but with a certain meaning. That's why you can see the little mouth on the left. You say, ah, when you understand something. Ah.
啊。
父亲, that's the formal word for father.
父亲。没错，你看，这是我妈妈。
Wawa says, 没错，你看，这是我妈妈. You're right. Look, this is my mom.
没错，你看我的妈妈。
Mama, that means mama or mom. It's just like papa or dad, an informal word. Have a look at the character ma. On the left you can see a woman, and on the right you can see a horse. This character is pronounced like horse, ma, but the little woman on the left changes the meaning of this character into ma, as in mama.
妈妈。
就是你的母亲。
Here I say, 就是你的母亲.
就是你的母亲。
就 means then or in that case.
就。
就是 means in that case it is.
就是。
母亲 means mother, and that is a formal word, just like 父亲 or father.
母亲。
就是你的母亲, then it's your mother, or so it's your mother.
就是你的母亲。对。
对 literally means correct, but is also used as a yes. This is one of the most frequently used words in Chinese, so please memorize it. 对.
对。他们是我的父母。
Wawa says, 他们是我的父母. They are my 父母.
他们是我的父母。
父母. Do you remember father that was 父亲? Just remember 父. And mother that was 母亲. Just remember 母. Now if we stick those two together, 父and 母, then it means father and mother, or in other words, parents. 父母.
父母。
这个美女是谁？
I ask Wawa, 这个美女是谁? This beautiful girl is who?
这个美女是谁？她是我姐姐。
Wawa replies, 她是我姐姐. She is my 姐姐. 姐姐, that means older sister. In the characters, once again, you can see the woman on the left.
姐姐，我是她妹妹。
She says, 我是她妹妹. I am her 妹妹. 妹妹, that means younger sister. And again, the characters contain a woman on the left.
妹妹，她还有个孩子。
Wawa says, 她还有个孩子. Hai, that means in addition, also. And 孩子, that is a child.
孩子，
她还有个孩子. She also has a child.
她还有个孩子。
In the sentence that you just saw, you could see this character, ge.
哥，
We've already seen this character, ge, in a previous lesson. This, without a noun, that was je. But with ge right after je, so jege, you can put a noun behind it. For example, this is fish. This fish is delicious. Or that, without a noun, that was na. If you add ge behind it, so nage, then you can say a noun after it. For example, that is chicken. That chicken is delicious. The same applies to numbers. If you've done your homework well, then you can easily count from 1 to 99. But normally, you use numbers to indicate an amount of something and hardly ever just for counting. And also behind numbers, you add ge, so you can say a noun after it. For example, 1, that is yi. But one child, that is yi ge heidze. Or 25, arshu. 25 bears, that would be arshu ge pijo. Wawa could say, 她有一个孩子. She has one child. But she only wants to say that she has a child. The amount, 1, is not interesting. She has a child. And that's why the word one or I is not said.
她有个孩子。
是男孩还是女孩？
Here I ask, 是男孩还是女孩？
是男孩还是女孩？
This question is one of the following kind. Is it A or is it B? 还是, that means or. Or, when you ask, is it A or is it B? And because 还是 is an interrogative, there is no reason to end this question with ma. None, that means male.
男，
As you just learned, 孩子 means child. If we take out 子 and add none before it, then what results is a male child or a boy.
男孩，
Nu, that means female. The letter U, which doesn't really exist in English, U, is written in pinyin using the V. This character, nu, is used quite often in combined characters on the left, describing something female. For example, mama, 姐姐, and 妹妹, as we have seen in this lesson.
女，
And if we put 还 behind it, that was child, then what we get is a female child or a girl.
女孩，
Nan 还, that means boy. In general, it's pronounced with an R sound at the end, so nan har. The same can be said about nu hai, girl. In general, it's pronounced with the same R sound at the end, nu har.
是男孩还是女孩？一个男孩，你看，
Wawa replies, 一个男孩, 你看. One boy, look.
一个男孩，你看，
哇塞，真酷！
I say, 哇塞，真酷! Wow, really cool!
哇塞，真酷！
Cool is a so-called loan word, taken from the English cool, and thus means cool.
酷，就是
Wawa says, 就是. If you say just these two words, 就是, then the meaning is, that's completely right. That's just the way it is. 就是.
就是
你有哥哥或是弟弟吗？
I ask Wawa, 你有哥哥或者弟弟吗？
你有哥哥或者弟弟吗？
This question is one of the following kind. Do you have A or B? For example, do you have a brother or a sister? Do you speak German or Spanish? Do you like pizza or spring rolls? This or, 或者, is different from the other or, 还是. With this or, you don't ask to choose between A or B, but you sum up possibilities.
或者
你有 A 或者 B 吗? This or 或者 is not an interrogative, so you must finish this question with ma. Let me show you once more the difference between 还是 and 或者. The first question is 你喜欢啤酒还是白酒? Do you like beer or 白酒? You can only choose one. The second question is 你喜欢啤酒或者白酒吗? Do you like beer or 白酒? You don't have to choose. You can like them both if you want. 哥哥, that means older brother.
哥哥，
And Didi, that is younger brother.
弟弟，
你有哥哥或者弟弟吗? Do you have an older brother or a younger brother?
你有哥哥或者弟弟吗？没有，你就是我的哥哥。
Wawa answers, 没有, I don't have. 你就是我的哥哥。
没有，你就是我的哥哥。
你就是 with 就 after 你 you stress the 你 so you are or 我就是 I am or 他就是 he is. Wawa says 你就是我的哥哥 you are my 哥哥. Here you can see 4 very important words which you should really memorize. Younger brother is Didi, older brother is 哥哥, younger sister is Mei, and older sister is Tietie. In China, it's quite common to call your close friends either brother or sister. For example, if you have a female friend that's older than you can call her Tietie. If she's younger, you can call her Mei. Or if you have a male friend that's older, then you can call him Gugu. Just like Wawa calls me Gugu.
没有，你就是我的哥哥。
Alright, now it's time to pause this video, start studying all your notes, and then continue this video to watch the same dialogue, but this time without subtitles.
你在做什么？
我正在看我家人的照片。
这是谁？
这是我爸爸。
啊，你的父亲。
没错，你看，这是我妈妈。
就是你的母亲。
对，他们是我的父母。
这个美女是谁？
她是我姐姐，我是她妹妹，她还有个孩子。
是男孩还是女孩？
一个男孩，你看。
哇塞，真酷！
就是。
你有哥哥或是弟弟吗？
没有，你就是我的哥哥。